Hello everybody, my name is KingStix. In this video, I'm going to be showing you some nasty Jax Jungle gameplay, and then I'm going to be showing you the main lane champion in League of Legends, 𝐒𝐿𝐻, and we are going to be playing him support this game in the bot lane. Pay attention to my clear right now. I got a leash on my blue, now I'm going to do wolves and go straight to my red. This is the optimal clear on Jax, getting leash from your bot lane, doing wolves, and then doing your second buff. This is the fastest way to get level 3 right now, and it'll get me out with the most HP. I did this because I want to pressure 𝐒𝐿𝐻 because I know he can't 1v1 me. I can block all of his auto attacks with my E, and even if he stuns me, I can still beat his ass down. So here he tried to fight me foolishly. I flashed with him, get off the stun. I'm gonna fish chasing him down. Syndra didn't come to help him. She wasn't paying attention. That really sucks for 𝐒𝐿𝐻 because he lost his double buffs and he doesn't have flash now. So I can still close the distance with my Q on him. I'm gonna go in for Syndra again. She's still not paying attention. I blow her flash and now I can just leave. I didn't want to go dive for under turret since he also was so low on HP. Quick sponsor time. This video was sponsored by Ace Boosting Official. They run a Discord server and they do boosting and coaching for League of Legends. I went in anonymously and got a boost, and I also got a free coaching session, and I can tell you right now that it was pretty good. If you guys are interested in quality, affordable boosting and coaching, I would definitely check them out. The link to the Discord is down in the description below, and it will also be in the pinned comment. Draven's greedy to get a kill so he can get the stacks on his passive. He does get the stacks off, but now that I'm coming in behind them, they're going to be in a load of trouble. I jump on the recon, activate my E after resetting my auto attack with W. Leona gets off a great E herself and sets me up for my stun, and we finish off the recon. Look where 𝐒𝐿𝐻 is right now on the minimap. I can see him with my ward, so I figure he's either going to come gank Yasuo or go to his red buff. So I was just going to wait in this bush, but Syndra walked up, so I'm going to jump on her, activate E right when 𝐒𝐿𝐻 goes to auto attack me because he landed his little stun crystal on me. If he would have auto attacked me, it would have stunned me, but with my E, I could negate that altogether. I'm going to proceed to chase them, auto attack W 𝐿𝐻, getting off loads of damage. And he also does a really good job of following me up. You got to give him credit for being a good laner. Typically they don't. Now that we've pushed 𝐒𝐿𝐻 off and killed the mid laner, I feel safe to take their red buff without any resistance. 𝐒𝐿𝐻 didn't even come try to get his red buff, so I figure he's going to mine right now. So I'm going to go dive the enemy bot lane. Luckily, Draven was walking back to lane, so it was a really easy gank. None of us have hit recon yet, so no one's taking turret, so I'm going to wait until my teammates get close. Now I hit him so my teammates can help. And at that point, if I had mana, I would have jumped to a minion or to Jhin, but since I had no mana, it was actually really close since he ignited me. Soloing 𝐒𝐿𝐻 is really easy for Jax, especially because he can block its normal auto attacks with his E. They did see me with the sweeper lens, but I'm just going to keep clearing. I'm going to wait for the back to come up and hit it in the back and smite it. I take it down instantly. I get the eye. I proceed to chase him down with my Aeon. I'm pretty fed, plus I have T-Mat, so I have a good amount of AoE damage. I activate my ultimate to take less damage, and I see Aatrox was following in, which is why I went in the first place. Leona was also following up, so even if they did turn on me, I feel like I could have soloed them. But if anyone else did come, I felt like we could easily win it. I tried to lane my Herald so we could gank the top lane turret. Unfortunately, Syndra does hit me with their stun, so their Herald was all for nothing. We did still get a kill on 𝐒𝐿𝐻, which is nice. Coming up behind Syndra, activating E. She stuns me backwards, which doesn't make much sense for her because my E was still on. So even though she stunned me, my E was still spinning, so she got stunned. So we basically both just stunned each other, and then I finished her off. You don't want to build T-Mat first item on Jax like Warwick unless you do intend on doing a lot of power farming or unless you get really fed in your first couple of ganks. If you do get really fed in your first couple of ganks, I find rushing T-Mat on Jax is really nice because it makes your clear speed ridiculous, and then you just outscale the enemy jungler like crazy. You can counter jungle, get through your camps, and gank a lot more. But if you're not super far ahead or if you're actually behind, it's better to rush straight into your Cinderhulk. And if your team doesn't have a good team comp, for example, if we didn't have a tank on our team like Leona and if our top laner was squishy, I probably wouldn't be doing much team fighting. In that case, I would have gone Blood Razor into something like a T-Mat into Rageblade, and I would have been doing a lot more split pushing. After getting the pick on Draven, I'm kind of low, so I want to take the red buff to heal up. Plus, since Draven's dead, I figured they couldn't contest me. Meanwhile, my teammates are dying in the mid lane. I have to decide who I want to jump on. Gangplank keeps running, so I just turn on the Syndra and try to kill her down before Gangplank can help her. And I get off my smite and my red buff, so that's going to burn her to death. Now I'm going to turn on the GP since he had no vision because I stepped in the bush. And by the time he gets off his damage, my E is up, and then there's nothing he can really do.
I love you playing him because I fucking hate this guy. Holy moly, man. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see that. Jax is really strong, and if you auto attack, then immediately W. It's a great auto attack resetter. Plus with your T-Mat, that's a third auto attack resetter. So you can do an auto attack W T-Mat and just absolutely blow them up. Plus, if you mix in your E, that's a long duration where they can't actually auto attack you. In a solo queue environment, Jax is a million times easier to carry with and be safe with than Twitch. With Jax, you counter pretty much every bruiser or assassin in the jungler. Lee Sin can't solo you, 𝐒𝐿𝐻 can't solo you. People like 𝐒𝐎𝐂 can't solo you. There's really no one who can solo Jax as a jungler, since Jax can block all the auto attacks with his E, and once he has an item, he turns into a monster. At this point, I've completed my Trinity Force. I already had my tabbies before then. You want to try to get your tabbies after you have your first item, like your Cinderhulk, and in between you want to get Boots of Speed. So before you have your Cinderhulk finished, you want to get Boots of Speed, and then once you have it finished, get tabbies. Then at that point, it's typically best to get a Trinity Force, or if you don't already have a Tiamat, that's also a good choice. And then after you do finish your Trinity Force, going for the Titanic Hydra is your next best option. Jax is also quite good at taking down Barons, since his E blocks all the Baron's direct attacks. If you're interested in looking at the items that I built this game, just go back to the beginning of this Jax commentary guide and you should be able to see the items, the runes, and the level orders I took. There's some background information you need about this Draven. He was on our team last game. I really wish I still had the VOD, but this guy's a complete asshole. He's basically calling us trash the whole game while we carried him, so it's really nice to play against him again. As you can see, he's showing his superior skill by pushing up by himself onto the turret while his team backs up, leading his team into a great situation. Now, what I'm going to start doing, because you guys never see the spiciness of these games, is I'm going to turn on all chat. Now, I don't recommend anyone play with all chat on, but since it does add some nice variety and some culture to the games, I'll turn it on. But I'm personally not going to look at it that much, because all chat typically does tilt me, because people either use it to complain or to try to tilt you. This upcoming clip is why I really enjoyed playing as Jax in a solo queue environment. Even if your teammates aren't necessarily backing you up, or if you end up in a bad situation yourself, you can easily get out of it with your Q. There's not that many junglers who can do this, such as Twitch. He can't really do this at all. If you get caught out on Twitch, you're just going to die. It's as simple as that. I go back in to try to save the Yasuo with my E, getting off a single stun and nearly killing the Syndra. I then get off a good jump onto the GP and start running away. It turns out Jin's the one who needed the saving. I end up having to flash away because of the Rakan chase down. I have my Titanic Hydra and Dead Man's Plate. That's a whole lot of damage and a whole lot of tankiness with a lot of mobility. So now I can finish off people a lot easier. I get onto the Rakan and 𝐒𝐿𝐻. I'm going to stun the Rakan and go to town, smashing him in the matter of like 2 seconds, just totally obliterating him. If you are going to pick Jax though, you need to be careful into what comps you pick him into. You typically don't want to first pick him, otherwise they'll pick a lot of AoE CC stuff like Alistar. Things that are tanky or things that have a lot of AoE CC like Alistar, or AoE damage like an Ahri with her charm, can really mess Jax up. Alright guys, time for the manly section of this video, playing some Taric support. I intentionally run past 3 enemies to bait them into fighting us. Thank God Shyvana followed me up. I drop down the ultimate to Q the W, get off a great stun. If you're going to be playing Taric support, he's really good against enemy melee characters, and since they had a Pantheon, a Nocturne, a Master Yi, and a Leona, that's 4 melees right there. I figured, man, it doesn't get much better than this, and that's why I picked him, because there's no way for them to even fight us. Like, all you have to do is get through laning phase, get to level 6, and just play the game out in the mid and late game. If the enemies try to fight you, all you have to do is throw down your Q and your W onto whoever's getting attacked, and get off as many auto attacks as possible, because you want to get your bravado stacks off to lower your cooldowns, use your stun again, and just pop off. We keep winning these fights 3v3 with only one of us dying, and we are actually a lot of kills behind. Earlier in the mid lane, the enemies had 3 or 4 more kills than us, and me and Shyvana 2v3'd them, and only I died. Whenever your ultimate is up on Taric, you can posture forward and make the enemies want to engage on you. Here, Nocturne goes in, activate ultimate immediately, and his teammates are like, nah, fuck that. Nocturne ends up flashing away, and he got 0 support from his teammates because they knew. They know you can't just engage on a Taric. So here I get off a double stun, I'm under turret. I don't even have ultimate, but they know they can't fight us. At this point in the game, they probably should have just surrendered. I know it sounds really funny because they technically have 2 more kills than us, but with their team comp of 4 melees, there's no way they can possibly beat us since we have a Taric. That just goes to show that team comp really does go a long ways, even if you are just a support character. And it's also a good example of why sometimes in matchmake select, even if everyone on your team does get their champion, you should really consider dodging if the team comps just don't line up. The enemies had a decent lead in the early game, so right now they're figuring out that, oh wait, we can't actually fight them, because they kept going in on us and they weren't even getting close to killing anybody. and they're just learning their lesson right now of what team comp does. In the past in League of Legends, when their skill gaps differed substantially, champion picks and team comp wasn't as important because individual skill, if you got ahead, you could pretty much one-shot anyone on any champion because of how items and runes work back then. But now with how team comps work, if you pick a bad team comp like all melee versus 𝐒𝐿𝐾 support, you're going to get eaten alive and you're not even going to kill a single person in a team fight like with what you see here. It really wasn't even close. You could blame a lot of it on Nocturne because he kept engaging whenever my ultimate was up. But the thing is, if Nocturne wasn't going to engage, what are they going to do? Who on their team is going to engage? Because no matter what they do, I'm going to drop my ultimate and they're all melee. So by the time they get in on us, it's going to be too late. If you're interested in playing 𝐒𝐿𝐾, I'd highly recommend practicing him out in normals because he does have a fairly high skill cap compared to other supports like Sona. Also, don't pick him against long-range mages like Xerath. That will be really, really annoying. And that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed this commentary guide, and you want to support the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.